Guten Tag, Rebel Rouser. Smoker's Lung here. Thought I would do a little overview of my castle, or as I call it, the water purification plant. It's come a long way, but it still has a long way to go, much like my sanctuary and every other settlement. And this is because I was just basically focusing on getting the basics: food, water, defense, and beds for settlers. And in the castle's case, it was compensating for all the water purifiers. That guard post there was there since I got here, and all I did was throw turrets, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Figure that out later. If it stays or if it goes. When I was working on the walls, I was trying to get everything as clean cut as possible, lining them up right. There was a lot of repositioning going on to get the concrete blocks placed just right. Yes, there are a lot of turrets, but I feel that when your water or food are up to a certain level, that your defense should be up as high as your food and water. And I kind of aim towards adding my total of water and food and then having my defense around that high. My front gate to the castle is kind of like an H shape, and these guard posts here that aren't quite level but are okay. All I did for that was throw a floor pallet down, lined it up where I wanted it, and deconstructed the floor pallet, and they just kind of fell into place there. I have a second stack I lined up on top of the bridge so I could put the rail posts up. These towers, I don't know, I have like 5 of them. I got the idea from a guy on YouTube. I don't remember his username, but I'll link a description. They are good defense, and they're like off the grid because the top of the tower is where you store the generators to power the turrets. I'm just kind of showing how things are all lined up. Like I said, there's a lot of repositioning to get it where I wanted it. It turned out really well though. Not a whole lot of complications other than the repositioning. Wish I could say the same for Grey Garden, but that place is a nightmare. You can see where the concrete blocks collide, and that was a part of the repositioning to get those corners kind of lined up evenly. And you can see straight across how it's lined up pretty well.
This is Radio Freedom.
Pretty much fixing all the walls of the castle. I got lined up. Yeah, that's actually that right there going straight across, because I started on the other side and it lined up pretty well. In here, I don't know, don't pay much attention to this place because I thought I was going to store generators in it, but as I started putting pallets down in there, it just got ugly, and so I don't even know if I'm going to keep this platform, this addition, I don't know. That will get worked out later when I actually start building off of these foundations and start putting in buildings and just expanding. Yes, there's a crazy amount of water purifiers, but because of it you become self-reliant. I get like 2,350 water each game day, and I have the cap collector perk level 2 for building stores, and so the water's worth like 13 caps each, so I don't have to rely on Honest Dan or anything. Yeah, ridiculous defense, but with 65, I think, somewhere around 65 of the best water purifiers, my water capped out at 999, so I felt I needed to do the same with my defense, and so I went over the 999. I don't know how far over, but just so I felt comfortable, because I was also thinking about defense with raids, and then how they can spawn inside your settlements and not just outside, and so I put turrets on the inside just to really help with raids. I haven't had a raid here yet since I completed this. Don't know if I will, because ever since I started doing the basics for settlements, I haven't really had much of any raids. Just been showing all the generator rooms. This room I kind of refer to as the engine room because it's so ridiculous. It used to be just concrete blocks, and I knew I was going to need a lot of generators, and I felt like it was a waste of space, so I hollowed it out, filled it with floor platforms and walls, and filled it with generators. I'm showing how it's lined up, because this is where it ended when I started from the other side. Yeah, it was a little bit of a pain readjusting concrete blocks for all this, but I've had worse than just repositioning. This room is basically just hooked up to the turrets around the front gate and the spotlights. The engine room up above there is where all my water purifiers are getting their power from. This power room is for the water purifiers on the other side of that wall back there. Yeah, I mean, after readjusting and everything, getting everything lined up, I do like the way it turned out. It turned out nice, and it'll only get better once I start building off of it. I don't know, I was just kind of going through here. I didn't really do anything in here. I kind of saved some stuff. Threw in some electrical in the general's room, just added a light and a couple beds or whatever. And so yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to be done, and a lot has been done, but it's good for now. I can go do some questing, adventuring. Feel okay about whether or not it's going to get raided every minute because of how much water I have. I'm thinking about doing a build video, but I don't know how that's going to go. Recording every 5 minutes and then putting it together. And I can only do, what, a 30-minute video, so I can do parts and whatnot, but yeah, I may try just a small build video.